It's the first EPCOT Festival of 2023.
Come check out Disney's Festival of the Arts with us. Festival of the Arts kicks off today, Friday, January 13th. Ooh, spooky.
Spooky indeed.
And it ends February 20th, making it one of the shorter festivals, and it celebrates all things art. In fact, there are 3 focuses throughout the festival: the visual arts, the performing arts, and the culinary arts. At this festival, you can experience hands-on activities like painting a mural, you can purchase art from local and Disney artisans, you can see Broadway stars perform, and you can, of course, enjoy delicious culinary art treats. This is a really fun festival. I'm so excited. Also want to thank Disney real quick for inviting us out to both a media preview yesterday where we got a sneak peek at Figment's new booth. Yes, that's right, there's a Figment booth, friends, as well as bringing us back today and getting us started with our gift card. So we are excited, and let's get to going.
Let's get to going.
That's
That's
the
what people
words
say.
I said.
That is what people
a
say, I
common
hear.
phrase, a common phrase.
Yeah, I hear that frequently.
Just made it into the park. I love this display out front. It's so bright and colorful, but my favorite part is this little detail not everybody notices. If you look, the paint has spilled right here, and it's made the flowers change to the purple color, that purple pigment. And also there's Figment. I will not make this a rhyming video, but eek, let's go. Always gotta grab a festival passport, so you've got the handy dandy guide to the magic. Alan, can you show the flip book? Look at this. At the media preview yesterday, the team showed us that in the corner of the passport is actually a Figment flip book, and he goes from black and white to color. And then in the back of the passport are a bunch of different activities that are especially great for your kiddos. I really think this is the best festival for full families because there's more than just eating and drinking, which is obviously my favorite part of the festival, but there's a lot to do for everyone. Thank you, Vanna.
First up, we are headed into the Creation Shop to pick up our gift cards. Much like other festivals that we've done, we have asked you what your budget is normally for these. So we're going to go pick up gift cards with a budget of $150 total or $75 per person.
When we polled on Instagram, most people said they don't have a budget. And then the second most popular answer was the $50 to $75 per person budget. So we're going to try to stick to that, but you told us you don't have a budget.
Yeah,
so
you told us to
this is
live our
your
best
fault.
life, honestly.
This is your fault.
We're looking at you.
While Alan grabs our gift card, I am going to take a quick look at the festival merch. We've got a Spirit jersey with Figment, coffee mug with Figment. And note, this coffee mug is special because you can actually write on it with chalk. You can leave sweet messages for your loved ones like, "Good morning, I love you, Clemson's better than Alabama," you know, that kind of thing. Figment corksicle, limited edition festival print, special edition Figment fruit bar munchling. Figment magic band, Figment pin with chalk, different Figment pin. This one's for pass holders. Figment pass holder shirt. It's a small but mighty collection for the Figment fan in your life. Now, if you're looking for other things, there's still stuff from the EPCOT 40 collection, like the ears here, and a lot of that collection was very rainbow and bright in color as well, so it kind of fits in the theme. And then, of course, there's the awesome merchandise you can buy throughout the park, local artists, Disney artists. I got my eye on a few things, so that's great festival take-homes as well. Returning this year is Figment's Brush with the Masters. This is your festival map scavenger hunt game for this festival. These maps are $10. You can buy them in pretty much any Disney-owned merchandise shop. And then around the park, you will see paintings of Figment, but he will be inserted into classical paintings like the Mona Lisa. Once you're done, you can turn it into a Disney merchandise location to get a prize. And this year, it's these cute paintable Disney characters. I think these scavenger hunts are so cute. They're really fun, especially for your little ones to explore while mom and dad, you want to do some eating. I also really like this free character scavenger hunt that we're going to show you once we get to World Showcase as well.
Update for you, they don't have these special festival gift cards in the Creation Shop. I have heard tell, a rumor, that they would be found in the port of entry. So that's where we're headed because I want the special festival gift card.
Quick detour, though, on our way to get the gift card and start the feasting. The Expression section, which is a paint-by-number mural that you, the guest, can create, has moved. It's on this wall now, and we're going to do this quick since the line's not too long. It's a completely free activity. Anybody can do it. You'll start here, and they'll give you a thing of paint and a paintbrush, and then you'll wait your turn in line, and you'll paint a few squares. I think we're painting the top one right now.
You are.
It's so cute. Oh my gosh. And then these other ones, are these the murals that once that one fills up? Awesome.
We're gonna rotate them every week. Go ahead and grab your square brush. We're painting 6 squares each.
Okay.
Grab one color.
I
We're
want
paint 6 squares
pink.
with that one color. Remember, this is not water soluble. It's oil-based paint. If it gets on your clothes, you'll be sad.
Okay.
You'll be very, very sad.
Perfect.
It will not wash out.
Thank you. I do not want to be sad.
Same. I took color 8.
I took color 2. You're just doing it. You're just like one square at a time. Not for me.
No. I know I get 6, and we're gonna do it this way. It's like Bob Ross says, happy little accidents.
Happy little trees.
So I'm just gonna touch this person's up a little bit. I'm a nice person.
Classic Alan touching up someone else's.
Yeah, yours are kind of separated.
Mine are not together, and I'm not the best at seeing in the lines.
Beautiful.
I'm an artist.
Okay, well that's cool.
We did the art.
We did the art thing.
Check it off. Now we can eat and drink.
That was the qualifier?
Yeah, you have to do art before you can eat art.
I'm having to rethink a lot.
I didn't make the rules. For real, it is a very fun activity that anybody in your group can do. It's free. There's also a section where kids can play with sidewalk chalk. There are chalk artists doing live chalk art displays in front of you. Those are amazing. Also, after you do the expression section, they give you a free little bookmark with what the mural is going to look like when it's done. So it's a fun little take home too.
The gift card has been acquired.
Look how cute it is.
It is very cute, very colorful.
It's a rainbow.
A rainbow. And so we are on our way to our first couple of booths. Let's go to the newest booth, Moderne.
Moderne.
It sounds so fancy.
It does sound fancy. And yesterday at the media preview, the chefs were very excited about this one, and particularly one dish.
The angry crab.
Soft shell crab. I've never had soft shell crab.
I believe I've had it, but a very long time ago. From what I recall, it's very tasty.
What you recrawl?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yep.
Like crabs?
That was very unintentional, but I'm going to lean into it. Guys, that joke was amazing. At Moderne, we picked up the angry crab, which is whole crispy soft-shell crab with a green papaya salad, mango sriracha fluid gel, coconut lime foam with pomegranate and mango crushed pearls. That is a lot going on there. I'm looking forward to it. As well as the compressed watermelon tataki with pickled watermelon rind, yuzu pearls, watermelon foam, and wasabi, which is also the plant-based option. Try and get everything on here. The crab itself is super crispy. For those of you who are squeamish, soft-shell crabs are crabs that have molted and have a soft shell now, hence the name, and they are totally edible, including the shell, which is why there is an extra crunch. The crab itself is really, really nice. The accoutrement, the foam isn't my favorite, but this, I believe it's the mango gel. Ooh, that's nice.
Gonna try some of this watermelon. Get a little of the wasabi. My mouth is on a journey. It's interesting because I expected, it looks like it's just watermelon, but it's not. It's nowhere near as sweet as a piece of watermelon would be. And it's very clear you have the rind going on because there's that little bit of crunch. There's also a little bit of that spicy flavor from the wasabi. I also like the kind of crisp tartness from the foam. This is a very interesting dish. I think this is really fun, especially for your plant-based eaters that are looking for something unique. What I'm amazed by at this festival, and the chefs were talking about a lot at this festival, is that this is something that maybe you wouldn't try anywhere else. Maybe you wouldn't eat soft-shell crab, but you can approach it at a much better price point by getting it from a festival booth. In fact, let's just let the chefs talk about the food this year.
I am Kevin Downing. I am the chef for the EPCOT festival team. We finalized the menus for this particular festival last spring. So we are trying to be almost a calendar year out for our festivals because it takes quite a bit of time to get the idea onto the plate and then all the components that go with it, whether it's writing recipes, sourcing the ingredients. So a lot of times how it may work is maybe it's a food studio or a location that we just want to give it a new look. Or maybe we have a whole new location that's going to open. We've never done that one before. So here's the new location. What kind of theming are we going to do for it? And then what kind of dishes? And then it's a lot of kind of what you said, back and forth, and just a lot of discussion. And then someone gets an idea, and then boom, we have something on the plate. It was one of my favorite dishes last year, the deconstructed key lime pie. I just think it's a very unique play. I also love the beet tartare. So I think taking something like beets and kind of turning it into the tartare with that color, I think it's a fun dish. And again, plant-based. So, we have to hit a few different buttons, whether it's color, part of the stroll, plant-based. So we try to hit a couple different things for all the guests that come to the festivals. So new this year, I'm very excited about two studios in particular. Artists Table, which is over in the American Adventure. So we've taken that menu that has been around for a little while, and that was one of those where we wanted to give it a new look. So we took the inspiration from Americana art, Norman Rockwell, kind of that idea of Americana, and then we decided what's more American than American comfort food? So we took American comfort food and we wanted to give it a very artful and very elegant presentation. So I think we've done that with the dishes. The meatloaf, peas and carrots, which is, if you think back to when you were a kid and you had that TV dinner, that was kind of the inspiration of that dish, right? A TV dinner style, but if you look at it, it looks nothing like the TV dinner you had as a kid. And then also thinking of something like duck and dumplings or chicken and dumplings, and then giving it a new take with duck and dumplings and making a smoked duck breast, almost like a duck ham with homemade ricotta dumplings and baby vegetables and a duck jus. So I think that's a very, taking a existing location and giving it some new life. And a new food studio altogether is Modern, which is over by Test Track. We're taking that modern art, avant-garde art, and the dishes are inspired by those. So very unique presentations using modern cooking techniques. So that's where you're finding the gels and the foams and using compression and all that kind of stuff. So a highlight out of there for me is the soft shell crab. The angry crab is what we're calling it. So it's a fried soft shell, green papaya slaw with a mango sriracha fluid gel, coconut lime foam, pearls of mango and pomegranate. So, you know, has great flavors, kind of that almost Thai kind of component to it, but a very unique dish and something when you see it is kind of a showstopper. That's one of the things we always try to do. Like, what can we do new? What can we expose our guests to? How far can we push the boundaries? Because that's what a lot of our guests want. They want to come back and have a lot of the same items that they've had year after year after year, and we always provide that. We have our Pop Eats with the grilled cheese and tomato soup. We have the beef Wellington. It's in a new location this year, but it's also fun to create new ones because a lot of guests want to sample new things and see new things, and that's what keeps the festival's interesting and keeps them alive. For me, it's the bone marrow over in Gourmet Landscapes. That was one of the new items last year. I love it. And I think, again, that's another one of those dishes, like, to see it come out of a food studio is crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. And I think we do a great job with it, and something that a lot of people may not ever try. So I love bone marrow. I love the dish. I think it's one that if you've never tried it, it's definitely one you should take a risk on and give it a shot.
I'm thrilled to share that one of, if not the best cocktail I've ever had at a festival kiosk has returned. This is the Cold Fashioned. It is a cold brew coffee and an old fashioned. And they got together and they had some drinks and they had a beautiful baby. And this is it. And it's my two favorite drinks combined into one. It's just so good, I want to cry a little bit. It's got that kind of orange zest that you get in an old fashioned, and you can taste the alcohol, but it's also got that delicious kind of nutty coffee flavor. It is perfection. Grabbed it at the Craftsman Courtyard, which is also on the fake Future World side of the festival, across from the playground and near Creation Shop. But if you like old fashions and you like cold brew,
and here we have the beef Wellington with a mushroom duxelles, prosciutto, and puff pastry with red wine demi-glaze, I apologize, and some baby veggies. I'm so excited for this. Let's keep everything together as best we can. Get a little bit of a dip in the red wine and demi-glaze.
good.
Cheers. This is a festival food. Can we take a minute? Okay. Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, here, let me do this real quick for you.
Well, explain the dish.
So, the dish is delicious, and I'm having trouble putting words together. The mushroom duxelles is a little bit of sauteed and pureed mushroom stems and stalks, along with the caps, that has sort of been placed around the beef and then wrapped in puff pastry. It is so good. The textural elements of that dish are incredible. It's very rich, and then the red wine demi-glaze serves just to be acidic enough to cut through it. This is a complete dish, 100% on my best of the fest, zero question.
Mine too. Whoa.
You have opportunities to take photos with yourself and famous pieces of art, so obviously we had to really get ourselves into the setting, I think.
The boating party. We had to join the boating party. I had to channel my inner French.
Your inner French.
Oui. My inner French.
You know what we also have over here?
Crushed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Amazing chalk art.
That's true. The chalk artists will come by and they will do the kind of live-in painting chalk art, as well as just incredible drawings right here. And of course it changes quite frequently because chalk doesn't last forever.
From the deconstructed dish, we got the deconstructed key lime pie, which is a flexible key lime pie curd, key lime mousse. They put key lime in quotes, which gives me some pause. Graham cracker cake and meringue. I still don't like that they put key lime in quotes. I have to try to get every single element of this. Oh,
Well, that's the bit at the deconstructed dish, is that it's deconstructed. There's a BLT too.
pretty good. You have to be a key lime pie fan, but if you are, this is gonna be right up your alley. For somebody like me who always wants a little bit more tart, this is amazing. The key lime is tart, the meringue is delightful, and the graham cracker crust representation, I get to modulate how much crust I get, which is the dream in a pie for me.
My problem is I'd eat all the crust in one bite and then I would be sad. Crust. That's tasty. The key lime pie was important as well because it was our first stamp on the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. At the EPCOT festivals, they do these different walks where they encourage you to try different food of a theme. Here at Fest of the Arts, it makes sense that everything is bright and colorful. You need to choose 5 different items off this list. You can duplicate, and you don't have to do it all in one day, but each time you do, you'll get a stamp in your book, and once you get all 5 stamps, you get a free prize at the end. So we'll be getting 4 more things off this list as well, but that was step 1. There's like a sexy saxophone player happening right now.
I'm into it.
And do you know what time it is?
Trash can table time?
Trash can table time. It's trash can table time. Anyway, we went to Pop Eats, which is a very popular booth, especially on a chilly, willy day like today. This is their classic. It's the Pop Can Tomato Soup, inspired by Andy Warhol. And then it comes with a grilled cheese. There's 2 different grilled cheeses. There's a classic or there's a fancy grilled cheese. This year, it's got pimento cheese, bacon, and a fried green tomato on it. Yes, please.
Oh my gosh, say less.
Also, we got the almond frangipan. Frangipan?
Yeah.
One of those words, maybe, or a different version. Layered cake. This is also on the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. It's got raspberry jam and Belgian chocolate. Now, I love grilled cheeses. Alan makes very good grilled cheeses, but I eat those grilled cheeses, so I do consider myself to be somewhat of a grilled cheese expert. Oh. Yeah, get in there. That grilled cheese is bonkers good. First of all, I wish I had just the pimento cheese because it's very good pimento cheese. It's definitely got some jalapenos in it. There's a little bit of spice. I also like the saltiness of the bacon. And then you've got a little bit of crispiness from the fried green tomato. I do think the fried green tomato flavor is a little lost amongst the much stronger pimento cheese flavor. We've also got this really buttery, crispy bread. And the tomato soup is pretty good as well. Nice and hearty, natural sweetness, not too watery. Molly's best of the fest for sure.
Let's get into this cake. That's a harder texture than I anticipated. A little bit of a surprise introduction to the cake.
She's pretty though.
She is. That is a thick cake.
2 C's?
2 C's. Woo, maybe 3. Woo. Woo, is she thick. All right, let's talk about the flavor. Almond, very present, as it should be in an almond cake. The chocolate icing is incredibly rich. It is dense. This cake is dense. I mean, it was like cutting into...
Whoa.
It was unlike any other cake I've cut into before. So maybe have water, a libation, an entire gallon of milk on hand to eat it. It's not a bad cake. It's just she dance.
Note to self, start bringing milk into the parks.
Yeah, that'll go well on the heat. We'd love to stop by Refreshment Port. They do have a great gnocchi poutine that looks pretty good. They also have some beverages, but the line also looks pretty long. It is the first day of the festival, and we are on a budget, so we are going to skip Refreshment Port for now and continue making our way to Canada, which is incredibly close.
We are going to the home of Johnny and Moira Rose. Welcome, friends, to the place we currently are.
I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I did not know where we were going when that accent started, but
it's the Moira Rose accent.
Yeah.
It's dead on. I don't know why you didn't get it.
We went on a journey. Eventually,
Yeah.
we both got to the same place.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here.
Won't you join me for a little stroll through the slice of paradise I like to call the town where I currently am?
We picked up 2 dishes from Gourmet Landscapes in Canada. The first is the roasted bone marrow that has an onion marmalade, pickled mushrooms, and petite lettuce on top. I love a crostini on the side to help me eat this. Big fan. And then the wild mushroom risotto with some aged Parmesan, truffles, shavings, and a Zinfandel reduction. Say less, Canada. Say less.
Food at this festival is shockingly elevated. I don't think people expect to eat bone marrow in a theme park, and certainly not out of a festival kiosk, so.
It's wild, and we got the bone marrow at the recommendation of the chef during the preview, and had he not mentioned it, I would never have known nor expected them to push the boundaries of theme park, like small box, kitchen, food. I'm blown away. Let's get in here. Now,
Shroomy.
get a little shroom, a little bit of the marrow, a little bit of the veg.
For health.
Yeah, for health, obviously. Salud. Oh, wow, that's rich. Oh, wow.
Why are you laughing maniacally?
That's just so good. Okay, so bone marrow is an acquired taste. It might not be for everybody. It's a textural thing. The flavor of it's actually very, very light. A little bit of acidity to it. The mushrooms and microgreens offset it perfectly. And then the crostini. For those of you who do have textural issues, the crostini offsets whatever you might not like about the bone marrow very, very well. The fact that this is served in a theme park for a festival is wild. Oh my gosh.
I love cheese. I love mushrooms. I love risotto. What could go wrong? Literally nothing. Literally nothing could go wrong. That is so phenomenal. Again, food you don't expect to come out of a theme park, especially not a little kiosk. That risotto is cooked perfectly, where it's like a little bit al dente. There's a little bit of crunch on it. Crunch isn't the right word, but it's just a little bit of texture on it. And then it's got this really, really yummy mushroom sauce on top of it, that nutty saltiness from the Parmesan. All together, it's singing Molly's Best of the Fest.
Oh.
Culinary innovator. Whoa. That's the move right there. I think that's delicious. The first time I had bone marrow, I wasn't sure what to expect, but now that I know that that texture is kind of almost, I don't want to say gelatinous because that makes it sound more off-putting, but it is kind of a gooier texture than maybe you've had before.
Gooier is better than gelatinous?
I don't know, I'm not describing it well because it's delicious.
But it is a gelatin. It is a
Yeah,
gelatin.
yeah. So it's got that texture, but it's really, really rich, and then when you combine it with the nice deliciousness of the risotto, that's something. Slowly working our way to our next booth in France, but kind of detouring to go back into the UK to look for the chalk characters. This is literally one of my favorite things about the festival. They hide these little characters in the countries that they'd be in. So should be on the lookout for like Robin Hood. Oh, literally speak of the devil.
Oh, wow.
You've got Robin Hood and Little John and Skippy right there. It's so cute. And this is totally free. This is just something you can walk around and do at your leisure, see who you can find, see who your kids can find. We're not going to show you where all of them are so that you can have fun hunting too, but one time there was like a sneaky one in the maze, so I want to see if it's here again. I don't see it. Do I have to do the whole maze? There it is. It's the sweeper dog from Alice in Wonderland. Isn't that so cute?
Adora Beazle Winterpop.
There's another one of the chalk arts. It's Peter Pan's shadow. We made it into France, which is home to one of my favorite festival items. It's also home to some of my favorite chalk art characters, at least in years past. So hopefully they're hiding around here still. Spotted one already. For starters, right outside the Beauty and the Beast sing-along, look up and you'll see Lumiere. I don't know why I just said his name that way. And hanging out here in the city area, let me find them walking above the rafters. Oh, they're there. They are so cute. The kittens from the Aristocats, Marie, Toulouse, and Berlioz. I think they're just adorable, and this movie doesn't get enough credit, and this is truly my favorite little addition that's at this festival. I've been reunited with another of my festival must-haves. It is quite simply a fresh baked bowl of brie cheese from France, because France gets me. Look at that. It's literally just a bowl of cheese. Germany did it for the last festival. France is doing it now. It's just so good. Have you ever had a dream And then it came true. This is my dream come true. A fresh baked baguette, essentially, with creamy cheese. Best of the fest. Maybe the best of the fest.
It's a trash can table time reprise. Back on the trash can with an empanada. We went to the next booth, which was all Encanto themed. Strangely, no Encanto music playing, which seems like a weird miss, but no worries. We got the empanada, and I just remembered they don't have arepas
They
either.
should have arepas that can cure all my ailments.
Yeah, that'd be
Magic
nice.
arepas.
Magic arepas. But in any case, I'm excited for this empanada. This is a chorizo and potato empanada with turmeric aioli and annatto aioli on top. You can see that crisscrossed. I believe those are different colors. This is also a part of the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine.
Bite it from the middle. Just like go right there.
This feels sacrilegious. You don't get any of this. It's worth it to be everywhere. So tasty. The chorizo is a little spicy, so there is going to be some heat to this. If you are heat averse, just be aware. The potato is present. It's mostly meant as a binder to actually fill out the interior. It is very rich and dense. And the two aiolis on the top serve to be a little bit of an acidic balance to the top of the dish. And the empanada itself is incredibly crispy. This is making my list of the best of the fest, for sure. We are continuing our search for some of the chalk characters here in Morocco. So we're gonna take a deep little venture back into the pavilion. And while we do typically love the food and drink options here in Morocco, boy, have I had some hearty food over the last couple of booths. So we're gonna be skipping this one for now, may circle back around and revisit it, but for now, we're gonna be skipping Morocco as we look for a boo committing a thievery.
Classic Abu.
Classic Abu. Can we just take a moment to observe that Abu just casually has the lamp, which has Jafar in it? Why would you do that? It would have Jafar. The genie's been set free. What are you trying to bring a plague upon our houses?
I want wishes. I would wish for more wishes.
Yeah, that is not a rule that they will follow. And then also jewels. I think we can both agree there has been a number of hearty dishes that we have had over the last several booths.
My belly is full of bread and cheese.
So you're a happy camper?
Yeah.
I think it would be wise then to proceed through Japan and the America pavilions, which both have hearty dishes, and head towards Germany and Italy, where we have sort of the beverages that we'd like to select, so that way we can enjoy those. Okay, so it stands to reason. Let's go skip these, maybe loop back around post-Broadway, and we'll get some nice light bites.
More cheese.
And cheese. You can be sure about one thing, though. One thing I'm not coming back for: funnel cake. And listen, before I start getting hate in the comments, all that means is you get more. That's one or two less helpings that I would eat that are now reserved for you. So
I don't know that logic stands.
it stands. It's very real, and you're welcome. Also, the audacity to call out my nonsense logic. I've heard your theme park math.
Listen, I'm going to use your nonsense logic to explain why we're also not stopping to get the specialty beverages at all the Joffrey's carts.
Okay, sure.
The less sugary, sweet drinks that I drink, the more there are for you,
but
audience.
I'm about to say, but I don't like them.
No, the viewer. Because I'm not getting the specialty beverages at Joffrey's, there's more available for everyone else.
That sounds incredibly reasonable.
Does that sound?
Listen, what we should be saying is, you're welcome.
To quote Hobbs from the Fast and the Furious.
I thought you were going to say Maui from Moana.
No. Hobbs from the Fast and Furious films. You're welcome.
Nice.
Pretty much every festival, I go to the Italy booth and I say, that sounds good. I bet that's delicious because the food in the Italy pavilion is so exquisite. And then I'm dramatically disappointed every single time. And yet here I am, again, in a really long line at the Italy booth, hoping that this fried cheese does not disappoint me. Much like the adventures of old, Alan and I decided to divide and conquer, with me in the Italy line and Alan sailing across the Rhine River to get to Germany.
Sailing across the Rhine.
I don't know that you'd need to sail on the Rhine to get from France to Germany, but we're going with it. I have picked up 2 items from Italy. The first of which is this cheese flight that I'm hoping can redeem Italy. It's a fried piece of mozzarella, and then it's got 4 sauces. It has a balsamic glaze, a tomato sauce, a kind of garlicky aioli looking situation, and then it does have pesto, which is made of pine nuts, which could make Alan's day worse. So, not breathing tends to make your day worse. So Alan will not be eating this cheese. I didn't even realize I had pesto until they handed it to me, so it was too late. But this is a friendly reminder that there are allergy booklets and chefs you can talk to at every booth about the ingredients. Also, it's almost like the Italy booth heard me say it's my least favorite, because after I grabbed my cheese, a cast member said, "We accidentally made an extra Bellini, would you like one?" And I'm not gonna turn down a free Bellini, so. Well, that's lovely. That is nice. The peach is kind of all settled to the bottom, so I assume it's gonna get much sweeter as we go, but for now it's just a very nice, dry, sparkling wine. And now the cheese. I'm gonna try it on its own first. I mean, it tastes like a mozzarella stick. That aioli is quite nice. The mozzarella sauce is a little watery, not my favorite. Ooh, the balsamic is where it's at. And for obvious reasons, I'm gonna not eat the pesto just to avoid cross-contamination, but the balsamic's really good. Overall, this dish is really cute. It's cheese, it's fried. Obviously, I like it that. It's expensive though for what it is, so if you're gonna get a cheese-based dish, my recommendation is still France, but this is very fun and unique, so cheers to Italy for that.
So I survived a trek across the river. It was a beautiful boating tour. All to gather this returning favorite, the play on rosé, which is frozen rosé, or frosé as some might call it, the 81 Bay Brewing Company Rosé Blonde Ale, and the Three Daughters Brewing Rosé Hard Cider. So frosé, an ale, and a cider. I'm excited. Now, frosé on a day when the temperature's already dropping, we're just gonna start here and use the rest to warm me up more. You know, the problem I have with most frosés is that they're too sweet. That's not the case here. It's actually really, really light. Would go back. That's just a good blonde ale. There's still some of the rosé notes where it tastes a little bit like a sparkling wine, but it is distinctly a beer. Very, very good. I think for anybody who enjoys like lighter beers, this is going to be a definite go-to and a big win. Now for the cider, which ciders and I have a long history. It's tart. When I say a long history, I mean not many ciders and I get along, but this one, I don't know how I feel about it. I certainly wouldn't turn it down. Has just enough rosé flavor. It tastes like a light apple cider, and if that's your jam, you will love this. My rankings are number 1, the blonde ale. Number 2, surprisingly enough, the frosé. I did not anticipate that coming into this. And number 3, I would say the hard cider. But that's just for me personally. I'm more of a beer guy anyway.
Continuing our quest around the world, we are skipping Refreshment Outpost. They do typically have a specialty beverage or two, like a specialty beer on tap. They also have a plant-based slaw dog if you're a plant-based eater. And it's one of several locations that you can get that really cute chocolate chip cookie that's got edible paint and a paintbrush that it comes with. That's a great if you're bringing little ones, because they can actually paint the cookie and have fun with it and then eat it. But considering we've already crested the $100 mark on our day, we are going to continue moving on to the next booth. Look at this cool art. It's like bookshelves. This is neat. There's a horror movie one too, that's fun. There's one particular artist I have my eye on that we're going to get to in a little bit. Maybe I'll buy some art today. Ni Hao from China, where before we go get in line, we're on a quest to see if we can find some characters from the on the chalk art crawl. Maybe Mushu or Cricky or I don't know, little brother. I Love Mulan. It's my number 2 favorite Disney movie. Mulan's my favorite princess. And I get really annoyed when people are like, but she's not a princess. But she
saved China.
She saved China. In the Disney Princess official lineup, she is included. So there it is. A little brother. It's Mulan's dog. It's so cute. In past years, Mushu had one too, so we should keep an eye out.
Come in here, Jack.
He is kind of mischievous though. Found him. Uh-oh, as we predicted, they've caused mischief.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet Cricky didn't do that.
That's a good bet. I'd take that bet. From the Painted Panda in the China Pavilion, we have gotten the General So Sashimi. Now, this was a pricier item at $10.75, but in years past, this has been one of my favorites. It's basically just a little bun full of General So chicken. General So chicken is one of my favorite Chinese things to order. In addition to about 6 orders of crab rangoon and lo mein, this is on the menu for me, so excited to see if these hold up. Ignore the struggle of 2 white people trying to use chopsticks. What?
Wasn't a struggle for me.
You struggled. You struggled. You're better than me, but we're still just 2 white people trying to use chopsticks. Delicious. There's like the teensy tiniest amount of heat. I know oftentimes in Chinese restaurants, General Tso's has the little fire symbol next to it. I didn't find it particularly spicy, but it's just got really good, nice marinated flavor, almost a little bit sweet tanginess to the sauce that comes with it. I love the crunch of the cucumber. It adds a little bit of freshness and brightness. Very shareable dish. A winner. I mean, am I putting everything on Best of the Fest? Like behind the scenes, Alan's been keeping a note of everything we've eaten and how much it cost and if it's a Best of the Fest item or not. And like every single thing has a little M next to it because everything is good at this festival, it seems. I'm gonna have to narrow it down, but that's a contender too.
All right, up next is heading into the Mexico Pavilion.
I've got my eyes peeled. Oh, and I see him. For Dante.
Oh, yeah.
But that's Alabrije Dante.
Well, he's kind of hidden in there.
We gotta go get a picture
Let's
of
get a
him.
close-up.
I just love these chalk art animals. I know I've said that 7 times in this video.
But it's such a cool addition to the parks that is really representative of this festival.
And on the other side of the pyramid is regular Dante. So you've got
you get both
Spirit
sides.
Dante and Classic Dante.
Oh, that's really cool.
Again, we're not showing you all of them because some of the fun of this is looking for them yourself, but there are at least 1 character in every country.
But as I mentioned previously, we are going to Mexico to El Artista Hambriento, which has a amazing looking selection. Specifically, I'm talking about the carne asada, and I also desperately want to try this bombón margarita, which is has marshmallow in it, and I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. So we'll report back on that. Absolutely. We have picked up the carne asada, which is chipotle marinated beef sirloin, sweet potato puree, and crispy fried onions, as well as...
This is the bombón margarita, which is marshmallow. It's mezcal, a marshmallow cordial, lime juice, agave, and a hint of coffee. I'm intrigued. And elderflower, and served with toasted marshmallows. So I'm either gonna love this, or it's gonna be way too sweet.
I have middling hopes. First up is the carne asada. Now, at this price point, we've had a couple of other items throughout the festival thus far, like the bone marrow, for example. But the one key difference that I will call out is the portion size for things like the bone marrow. The other high-end or high-priced items has always been significantly or just a bit larger than what we're getting here with the carne asada. So that's one thing that I'm going to call it that I'm just a little sort of disappointed in, sight unseen. But let's taste it. It could blow me away. The meat is very tender. It's been marinated well. What I'm not getting is as much of the carne asada spice or deep flavor that I'm used to. It's good, and the meat is very tender. Don't get me wrong, but again, it's not as deeply flavorful as I was expecting. I think, would I order it again? Honestly, for me, I might skip this one.
I'm on a flavor journey. It definitely starts with the smokiness of the mezcal, and it finishes in Marshmallow Town. But it goes on a whole winding journey through Limeville and Toasty Town on the way.
Are these subdivisions of Flavor Town?
Mm-hmm. Guy Fieri is the mayor of the area. I don't hate it. I don't think I need to get this one again, though, just because I wanted it to be smokier because I love mezcal so much, and if I'm gonna pay for like a craft cocktail at this event, I really like that coffee old fashioned. It was gonna be really hard for me for anything to beat that. I really like the play on rosé. Looking forward to some other beer flights we're gonna try. This one is definitely fun and adventurous, and if you like a margarita, it's worth trying for that reason, but for me, it's not gonna crack into my top drinks of the festival. It is time, friends. The moment you've all been waiting for. We're headed into Figment's Inspiration Station. This is a brand new addition this year in the Odyssey building, which is this building right here near Mexico. And it is a brand new festival kitchen inspired by the one, the only Figment the Dragon. Now, before you ask, friends, yes, this is where you can get the infamous Figment popcorn bucket. He has returned this year, and praise be to the Dreamfinder, because you do not have to wait in a 7-hour line this time. It's mobile order, friends. Make sure to get those mobile orders in early. It opens up in the morning around 7 a.m., and then you can come back to get your Figment. They're $25, max of 2. But in addition to the Figment popcorn bucket, there are all kinds of Figment-inspired treats in here. There's a cake, there is a watermelon pizza, there is a rainbow flight of beers, and we're gonna show you some really cool Easter eggs and fun details in this room for all the Figment fans. Now, Alan, I just realized something.
Is it that we're about to break the budget?
It is that we are about to break the budget. We came in here because we were gonna get the pop to art, because that is on the wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine, and I also have my eyeballs on the rainbow beer flight.
As one does.
But the rainbow beer flight will break the budget.
If we're gonna do it, let's go out in style. We will show you all the prices and the total cost at the end of the festival. But we also know that you all said that you don't set a budget.
That's true.
And while we wanted to honor the 150,
Yeah.
go big or go home.
If we're gonna break the budget, breaking it to finish the wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine and drink a rainbow flight of beers feels like the way to do it.
That feels worth it.
Yeah, I'd say so. In Figment's honor.
To Figment. Now, some of you may remember that Pop to Arts were a signature at Pop Eats, but they have been relocated over here to Figment's Imagination Station. It has gone through a variety of looks over the years, and now it is sporting a purple ensemble for Figment, the Purple Dragon. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Molly and I and Max are experts at Pop-Tarts, but we have had a lot of them very recently that cover a wide scope. So I'm confident that we can review this very, very thoroughly. Now for the Pop-Tarts break. First of all, the exterior is a shortbread, so you can't go wrong there.
Very buttery.
Blueberry interior, and then the icing on the top is not hard. It's almost like a soft royal icing. I'm feeling the cavities form.
It's definitely a very sweet treat, but it doesn't taste artificial, which is nice. For me, if I wasn't doing Wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine, I don't know that I would get this. It's not anything super exciting or adventurous like some of the other food we've had. But if you are doing the Wonderful Walk, I think it's really fun. I think this is a kid's favorite for sure. So no complaints, just nothing that exciting or unusual. What I do think is a little more unique is that they have decided to make an entire rainbow of beer. Now, one is a cider flight. That's your red, orange, and yellow. And then here's your beer flight, which is green, blue, and purple. You don't have to buy both, but you sure can if you want to complete the rainbow. In the cider flight, they're all Three Daughters Brewing. You've got a black cherry, a blood orange, and a passion fruit. Over here in the beer flight, you've got an 81 Bay Green with Envy Blonde, 81 Bay Blue Butterfly Lager, and an Urban Artifact Raspberry and Blackberry Sour. So I think this is really fun and creative, and this broke the budget for us, but I'm not even a little mad.
Rapid fire beer and seltzer review, go.
I've got red, which is black cherry cider. Ooh, that's not for me because I don't like sweet things. It's very cherry-y. It tastes like artificial cherry flavor, so that one's going to be a miss for me, but maybe it's a hit for you.
Is this Battleship?
You sunk my battleship.
Did that cider sink your battleship?
It did.
I have the blood orange cider. Very nice, citrusy notes, light, not sweet, just a little bit tart, good balance.
I moved on to yellow, which was the passion fruit cider. Definitely much less sweet than the cherry. Not super passion fruity. That's not one of my personal favorite flavors, and it doesn't taste distinctly passion fruit. It just tastes like a general cider, not super dry, not super sweet, kind of right in the middle.
I have the green Indie Blonde Ale.
I have the blue butterfly lager.
The blonde ale tastes like slightly toasted. I mean, it's certainly teetering on a lager. It's not as caramelly, but it's very, very light, a refreshing, crisp beer.
I would say similar things about the blue butterfly. It's not a fruit flavor like some of these others, so it just tastes like a really solid beer. If you like things like maybe a Heineken, it's kind of similar to that, I would liken it to. Nothing super over the top, but fun because of the color.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I asked to go second on this tasting just so that I could have the fruit tart, the blackberry and raspberry fruit tart ale, because it's my favorite from the event yesterday, and it is so good. Even if you don't like sours, this is a great introduction to a sour ale. Very, very good, refreshing, light. It doesn't sit as heavy. It also, I'm very happy they serve it in these sized cups because it packs a bit of a wallop.
You can get a full size of any of these, though.
Oh, you absolutely can.
I really like this, and I think this is really creative. Dare I put rainbow alcohol on Best of the Fest?
Well, you put most other things.
Also, yesterday... Sorry I only pick good things off the menu, you know? I'm sorry. This festival's got a lot of great food, and we're choosing well.
We are. We put in some good choices.
I do want to highlight that yesterday at the media preview, we were able to try the other dishes here, so we'll give you a little rundown on those as well. There is a very cute rainbow cake, and it's got buttercream frosting and dehydrated Skittles on top.
Talk about a texture change. Like whenever you bite into a Skittle, I think we all expect that sort of chewy candy flavor. Dehydrated Skittles are light, crisp, and they crunch. They pop in your
they were
mouth.
great. I wanted to bag of just those. Cake is really good too. A really solid, moist cake. Not flavored, but very, very fun.
The Figment Grape Skittle Smoothie is, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Grape is not my favorite flavor profile, but in this instance, the texture was actually just right. I certainly could not drink the full thing because it is grape after all, but it's not sickly sweet. It does have that artificial taste. Again, you're getting that one for the cup that comes with it and the dehydrated Skittles on the top.
And lastly, there's a Figment fruit pizza. It's a watermelon, and it's got some mint and a balsamic glaze on top of it, as well as some vegan white chocolate. This was really interesting. I think it might be a good way to get your kids to try something perhaps they hadn't before. It wasn't my favorite. I think my favorite of all the things in the booth, besides the beers, is the cake, actually, surprising myself. I think that's the most fun, and it's really cute. But if you're a Figment fan, you're going to want to come check out some of these Figment eats.
Absolutely. Speaking of Figment, why don't we tell the folks all the fun secrets about what's found here in the
I think we should.
Imagination
Spill the
Center?
tea, if you will. The rainbow tea.
The rainbow
Come
tea.
close. We're going to spill it.
Hey, listen.
No one else will know.
That's not, well, you'll know.
You'll know.
And however many people decide to watch this. So you're in good company. The wallpaper that you'll notice throughout Figment's Imagination Station is actually a replica of what you'd find in the original load and unload zones of the Figment's Journey into the Imagination attraction when it opened in 1982. The animations that you see being projected across the walls are also replicas of what you'd find in that original attraction as well.
If you went to the original attraction, the thing that probably sticks out the most to you is the rainbow tunnel. So you'll notice this beautiful rainbow neon light spanning around the room. That is a nod to the famous tunnel.
At the rear of Figment's Imagination Station, you will see the original touch tables that you found at the exit of the attraction when it opened in 1982. I'm not going to lie to you. I spent some time while we were in here playing with those tables, and yeah, I can see why they're missed.
The next one is a tricky Easter egg to catch because it's an auditory detail, but if you listen closely, and you'll hear they're playing One Little Spark, Making Memories and Magic Journeys.
And lastly, when you enter Figment's Imagination Station, you walk into this beautiful space and you turn around and look, you will see Figment perched atop the rainbow neon lights that span the entirety of the interior and exterior of the Odyssey building while it's been converted like this. That, my friends, is a Figment that has been brought out of the archives specifically to be displayed for this event, which I just think is so incredibly cool.
I also want to highlight they do have the Figment merch in here as well as some artist booths. You know, I appreciate the artist on this one, but you know. Anyway, my favorite artist who I love looking at his work is right here. His name is Will Gay, and he does these like beautiful colors of the different Disney characters, and it's like nothing's colored within the lines, and it's very like pop art and fun. Just look at the colors in this orange bird one, the background with the fuchsia and the orange bird and his little Dole Whip, and it's so cute. There is a Will Gay piece I was really hoping to find, but I don't think they have it, or they already sold out of it. I do really like this one, which is Mickey and Pluto in the Carousel of Progress. Like, oh my gosh, that's adorable. But I may have to go online to find the piece I want for my office. But there's a lot of really great artists here when you come to the festival. It's one of the highlights. And as a little pro tip, something I often recommend to people is that many of the artists actually sell like postcard size of their stuff. And they're usually like $6, $7, maybe $8. And so you could get this as a take home and frame it and put it on your desk or give it to someone. And it's a really inexpensive yet really unique souvenir from this festival. Alan, I have an idea.
Okay.
We're here at the touch tables, the ones that were from, again, the original attraction. Let's play a round of rock, paper, scissors on the touch table.
How?
Like you either make a rock, a scissors, or a paper with your hand on the count of 3, like normal, and the winner gets to choose what we get at the next booth.
Okay.
Are you ready?
So ready. Here we go.
Are you gonna go like this?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, ready?
On shoot, right?
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Hey, look, I win again.
No!
With another victory in tow, we avast. How you doing, champ?
How did I lose on the touch tables?
It's anybody's guess.
Do you think it's because I say I don't like the Figment ride? Do you think Figment knows?
You know, I'm not discounting that, if I'm being honest with you. Figment having omnipresence wouldn't be on my 2023 bingo card, but maybe it is.
Should be nicer to that dragon. To be fair, to defend myself, I like Figment just fine. I just don't like this iteration of the ride.
Anyway, what am I going to pick? I have an idea.
And here we have the influencer. Not only did the influencer take away the dishes and the beer to another location because of, and I quote, better lighting, she has then chosen to bring them back in the windiest of conditions to be set back upon that table for consumption. It means that we might eat and drink. Amazing.
At Deco Delight, we were always going to get the orange mousse because that was going to round out our... Are we good?
It's very windy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the glass. Oh no, things are happening. We lost a fork.
Annie M.
Annie M.
5-second rule on the flork.
By the way, for you at home who don't know what a flork is, that's just what we came up with for a floor fork.
You know what? I'm too cold to walk across the way to get another fork.
That's not orange.
It's not orange color, it's gonna be orange flavor.
I understand.
Yay. It's orange.
What? What? I've never seen anybody celebrate a citrus. What is happening?
Have you never watched a Syracuse bowl game?
What is happening?
The cold is making us fall apart. That's legitimately delicious. This is my best of the fest as far as dessert goes specifically. I'm not a super rich, sickly sweet dessert person. I've said that a million times. And while this is a fruity dessert, it does not taste artificial. It does not taste sickly sweet. It is really light, and on a hot day, it would be very refreshing. That orange mousse is great, and the shortbread little cookie that it's on is really buttery and tasty. Then you've got this lemon cake right here, which is really spongy and moist and delicious, just a zest of lemon. And then I love a meringue. You've got that raspberry meringue on top. Multiple different elements, very beautiful presentation here. I think this is a winner, and to me, this is what the Festival of the Arts food is all about. So good job. I'm cold, but you're delicious. Are you dancing for joy because of the beer or because you're cold?
I am dancing because movement creates friction, and friction creates heat, and I need that to keep me warm. What is the order of these beers? Okay, I'm going to say that this is, just based on what it looks like, this is the Strawberry Blonde Nitro. Nitro beers are always going to be a little bit heavier just because of how they're made, but that is somehow still very light and has good strawberry flavor.
Ooh.
Right? This is the Vanilla Porter. Yeah, this is a beer you sip by the fireside, which what I wouldn't give for a campfire right now. Oh, very, very tasty. Kind of lingers on the tongue. And this is the milk stout. Almost tastes like if beer was an ice cream. This is what this would taste like. A little bit of vanilla flavor on the back end. Very thick, sort of lingers on the tongue. If you're not into stouts or darker beers, these final two are probably not going to be for you, but I would recommend the Strawberry Blonde Nitro to introduce anybody to this type or style of beer.
I would absolutely get a bigger one of the strawberry next time. And like I said, getting that Deco Delights dessert, say that 3 times fast, was the final stamp we needed on the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine, the walk. Also, shout out to the artwork being Ludwig von Drake. We love a deep cut. And because of that, I got a prize. And the prize is a triple berry smoothie in this custom cup. Because if there's anything I want right now, it's a nice cold smoothie, as well as this very cute cookie, which is one of the prepackaged sugar cookies. I'm gonna save that for another day, but I'm gonna sip on this smoothie real quick. Ooh, that's nice. Definitely sweet, but it doesn't taste super artificial, and the cup's really cute. So I always love doing these different walks. It always encourages me to try some food that maybe I wouldn't have tried otherwise. I do think I prefer the cookie stroll at Festival of the Holidays. I certainly am most into the fromage montage, the cheese crawl at Food and Wine, but because of the walk today, we got to enjoy that dessert from Deco Delights that I don't know that I would have ordered otherwise, as well as some other treats around the park. So again, you don't have to get 5 different things. You can mix and match however you'd like. You don't have to do it all in one day, but I always enjoy these crawls, and it's a fun way to explore these festivals and try something new. So warm. I'm warm right now.
Yeah, that's right. Just will it into being.
We're headed back to the American Adventure for the nighttime entertainment. Another little thing I wanted to highlight, this one's here in France. They also have these beautiful portraits of different characters in the countries that they live in. So there's lots of things to look for when you're just out and about in this festival. But the reason we are headed to American Adventure is for the headliner event of the festival, the Broadway Arts. Much like at Food and Wine Festival, you've got the Eat to the Beat concert series, or Festival of the Holidays, you've got the Candlelight Processional. The nighttime entertainment here takes place in the American Gardens Theater, and it features Disney Broadway stars. Stars that have been in productions like The Lion King, Newsies, Mary Poppins, Little Mermaid, Tarzan, Frozen. And they come and they dazzle you with their vocal abilities. It's a rotating list of stars, so if there's someone you really want to see, make sure you check that out before you come see the show. And it's just a really nice way to end your festival evening. It can get very popular. There's a couple performers who definitely bring in a crowd. However, I have found it's not as popular as certain performers like Boyz II Men, Hanson, Neil Patrick Harris at some of the other events throughout the year. So you can usually get in line, especially for the later shows, maybe 20 minutes or so beforehand and grab a spot. But if there's someone you really want to see, you're going to want to get in line much earlier than that, or look into a dining package. There is a walk of dining package available. Alan and I actually did that for Festival of the Holidays so that we could see Simu Liu do the Candlelight Processional. It's at either Spice Road Table or Regal Eagle, and you go pay a prefix cost for a multi-course meal, and then you get reserved seating for one of the shows. Those are first come, first served, but a great way to make sure you have a spot for a favorite performer.
During the daytime of the American Garden Theater, you can find the Animation Academy occurring, which is where you have a Disney animator come out and instruct you on how to draw your favorite Disney character. We actually got to preview this yesterday at the media preview event, where we got to take a stab at drawing our pal Figment. I think they turned out okay.
That's because yours was good.
Yours was good too.
No, it wasn't. But that's okay, because we all have different skills.
But you should check out the Animation Academy. It's fun for the whole family, and it's just a really neat and unique thing to get involved with during the day here at the American Garden Theater. Be sure to check your passport for the time, so that way you're there and can join in the fun.
My perfect world out there had disappeared for good. Out there like ordinary men. So we begun if we stand as one someday. It's Ariel and Adam Jacobs right here tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of the
I love the Disney on Broadway concert series. I am a Broadway fan and a Disney music fan, so it's really cool that they get Broadway stars to come here and sing songs from not only shows they've been in, but other Disney productions as well. They sang Aida, they sang Hunchback. It was great.
It was incredible. And now we're going on a culinary adventure because we once again divided and conquered, where Molly went to the pavilion here in America, and I went to Japan.
We sailed the Pacific Ocean this time.
Who's we?
You sailed the Pacific Ocean this time, which I am much more confident is the divider between these two countries, unlike the Rhine River between France and Germany. I don't think that's true, but I feel good about the Pacific Ocean.
At this point, a promotion is in order for me.
Are you an
submit
admiral?
that I should become an admiral.
I'm a captain. Captain of Ass, that is.
Okay, let's talk about the food. From the Gashiki booth in Japan, I picked up the Rainbow Katsu Sando, which is a pork cutlet sandwich with tangy tonkatsu sauce and cabbage in a rainbow sweet bread. I am so looking forward to this.
That's the cutest sandwich I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yes, this is the best of the fest, hands down. The pork is incredibly well cooked, crispy on the exterior. The slaw on the inside balances it out wonderfully, and the bread itself is just like that sort of amazingly spongy bread that sticks to the roof of your mouth, like when you have a sandwich when you're a kid. Best of the fest for just simple deliciousness, as Molly, you like to say. Why is it all so good? Hold on. First of all, you have to try this.
What is it?
This is a take on slaw. It's sort of diced onions with a little bit of ginger and carrot.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
So I'm going to go ahead and put the slaw on the sandwich.
Oh, a wizard.
An innovator of the culinary variety. And let's see. Get it. Just get it.
And from here in the American Adventure, where we have the artist table, in talking to the chefs, they told us that the inspiration for this booth this year, they redid the menu, was twist on classic home cooking. So you've got a meatloaf with peas and carrots, which is inspired by like an old classic TV dinner. And then there is this, which is duck and dumplings, their take on chicken and dumplings. So it's smoked duck breast, ricotta dumplings, some petite vegetables, and a duck jus. I'm trying to get a bite of everything. I'm mostly excited about these ricotta dumplings. Ooh! Now, duck isn't for everyone. A lot of people haven't tried duck before. The first time I ate duck was at Disney World at Brown Derby, but it's really, really delicious, especially this is smoked and it's got a really nice smoky flavor. It's not super gamey. It's a little bit heartier than chicken, but it's not anything super different than what you've had if you've had chicken before. But this smoked duck breast is amazing. And then you've got these really nice, dense ricotta dumplings that are going perfectly with it, kind of balancing that smoky flavor. Some delicious veggies as well. This is a really fun and, again, an unusual dish that I don't think you expect to eat at a festival in a theme park. Yeah. We've eaten our way around the festival, and now we're headed back up to the front of the park to check out the special festival beacon. There's a brand new one tonight throughout the festival. They're bringing back Rainbow Connection with Kermit, but then there's also a new one inspired by Figment I'm excited to see. There's also a few cool photo pass shots I'm hoping to get before we're done. But as we journey across the world and various bodies of water, I believe right now we'd be crossing the River Thames.
Yep. Yeah. You and water.
And soon the Atlantic Ocean between the UK and Canada. I feel good about that one too. As we do that, we are going to share Molly and Alan's Best of the Fest.
Best of the fest.
Alan, would you share with us your Best of the Fest?
I would have to say, the beef Wellington is a must-have. It was just incredible. Followed by the katsu sando from Japan, also amazing. And then third in sort of the savory category, I'd say the empanada really sort of surprised me, and I enjoyed that because of the spice. And lastly, the most surprising thing that if you want to be adventurous and try, bone marrow. It was so very good, and I could not recommend trying it enough. As far as beverages go, I have to go with the cold fashioned. It's just so good. And an honorable mention, pimento cheese grilled cheese.
Great entries into the Best of the Fest awards of the year. I am going to double the nomination for both the pimento cheese grilled cheese and the beef Wellington. Those were two highlights for me today as well. Of course, shocking to no one, I am going to add the Brie bread bowl from France. It's a bowl of cheese.
Yep, that adds up.
I I don't know what else you want from me. You knew I was gonna pick this one to begin with. I'm also going to add the mushroom risotto from Canada. I just think that is such a delicious, classic dish, really clean and fabulous flavors. I'm also gonna add a dessert to the list, the only dessert to make the list, the orange mousse from Deco Delights. I think that is such a fun and unique and colorful dessert, and it tastes pretty darn good as well. I am going to add the Play on Rosé Flight from Germany. I just think that's so fun. 3 different takes on the same type of wine. Very enjoyable.
All right, so we've talked about best of the fest. What would be something that you would not get if you came again?
Oh, I don't like this question because I don't like saying things are bad. But not everything can be great because then nothing's great. I have to say, fun for kids, but that grape smoothie in the Figment booth is not something I would personally get again. It tasted too artificially great for me, and I don't love grape to begin with, so I don't need that one again.
Yeah, that's an 0 for 2 on that one. For me, and as sad as it is to say, it's the carne asada from Mexico.
Oh yeah, that was a bummer.
It's just so disappointing because in every other festival, Mexico always brings its A game when they have those booths, and this one just didn't hit the mark for me.
A sad day, but overall I think we chose really well. We did end up going over budget just a little bit, just like you said you do, but we did also choose several of the pricier items. I'd also like to shout out, as a little bonus, I think the most fun booth of the festival has got to be Figment's Inspiration Station.
Absolutely. It's nice to see a land theme or an area themed specifically after a character that is so beloved, and watch them take that to its fullest effect, and also bring back a lot of really cool retro feels and callbacks to the original attraction.
Plus, I think that's going to be a great spot if you come with kids. I've said it before, I said it earlier in this video, I think this is the best festival for kids because there's so much to do, and I think things like that rainbow cake with the Skittles and the grape smoothies, Pop-Tart are going to be fan favorites of your kids. And bonus shout out, I gotta say, the creativeness of making a rainbow flight of beers, I love.
But regardless of all of that, what I can say that I was truly impressed by was the quality of ingredients that we found for the majority of these dishes, and the willingness of Disney chefs to continue to explore and push the boundaries of what you can expect from booths like this on these types of celebrations and festivals across EPCOT. And that's exciting to see because it's going to keep introducing folks to not only new concepts, but cuisines that they might not be used to in a way that is approachable and easily digestible in these small bite-sized portions.
Starting at dusk every night, you can enjoy the Beacon of Magic here at Spaceship Earth, where they light it up all beautifully. And during the festivals, they do these little shows that are very fun. Again, they kept Rainbow Connection, which was the Festival of the Arts show last year, and they're rotating it with a brand new show starring Figment. The shows are just a few minutes long and they're just a few minutes apart, so once you get up to the front of the park, just hang out for a minute, and I promise the show will be starting soon. Also, in between the shows, we got this really cute magic shot. Check this out. You can get Magic Shot Special for the festival at the front of the park. Just let the cast members know what you're looking for, and if you already have Memory Maker or it's attached to your annual pass, these are included.
Why are there so many songs of rainbow?
Thank you so much for coming to Festival of the Arts with us today.
That's a wrap on the first festival of 2023. Let us know what you're excited to eat down in the comments and if you're coming to the festival.
In the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all of our socials.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it's been magical.
Bye, everybody.
And very cold.
Super cold, very filling, though.
It was a nice day.
I'm gonna dream about that katsu.
Cheese.